Hello everybody and welcome back. As always, I am Mateo311 and this is your channel for everything VR related. Today, we have the top 5 reasons why you shouldn't buy a Pico 4. Now, I really enjoyed this headset and actually have a very positive review up, which I will link to, but it is definitely not right for everyone, and we'll go over exactly why, so you can make an informed purchase. Before I start naming these issues, I want to hear from you guys in the comments right now. How has your Pico 4 experience been? Do you love it? Hate it? Did I neglect some issues in this video? Please let me know. Now, there are of course links and timestamps to all of today's topics if you want to skip ahead, but before we jump in, this video is brought to you by the VR P10 wireless earbuds. If you're looking to up your Quest 2 audio game, this is a made for meta product that's plug and play, but works flawlessly with other headsets and even devices like your PC, PlayStation, or Nintendo Switch. Now, I know what you're thinking, the latency on Bluetooth audio is too slow for gaming, but these earbuds aren't limited to just Bluetooth connections, as their wireless dongle features light sync wireless technology capable of esports grade low latency. You can simultaneously connect 2 devices, perfect if you get a call during your VR gaming session. Their 11mm drivers deliver some truly immersive sound. There's 3 different sized ear tips ensuring a comfortable fit, a convenient carrying case. You can control your devices by tapping the earbud, and probably the most important feature for VR owners, a battery pass-through connection. So yes, you can still use these earbuds when charging your headset or using an additional battery pack. A nice little extra touch is the ability to purchase additional dongles and connect them to all your devices throughout your house, quickly switching back and forth from a phone-based app. I've been testing these earbuds for a while now, and the enhanced clarity is allowing me to hear sounds that I've just never heard before in my VR titles. So if you're interested in picking up the VR P10 wireless earbuds, there's a link down in the description. Okay, so the first reason why you shouldn't get a Pico 4 is it's not sold in your country. Now, people are already going against my advice on this one and having headsets imported, but I highly recommend against this. For starters, you're gonna pay a premium. Depending on what country you're in, this could be $100 or more, defeating the main selling point of this headset, its cost effectiveness. There's also the chance that it could get stuck in customs, delayed, or maybe not even delivered at all. But even worse would be if you have to return this headset. I previously mailed a Valve Index to a friend in Africa, which at the time only roughly cost around $150, but then his controllers broke and needed to be mailed back to Valve, which was an absolute nightmare. They wouldn't work directly with him because the headset was not purchased under his account, so I had to file the RMA for him, and they wouldn't produce a shipping label for us, allowing us to mail the package back directly from Africa. Instead, he had to send it to me, and then I sent it back to Valve. In total, we spent roughly $400 to $500 mailing boxes back and forth. The whole process probably took months, and at one point the headset was stuck in customs. So while your experience importing a headset might be much better, and maybe you'll even find a reseller that has a proper return system, I just don't think it's worth the overall risk, and you should just stick with a headset that's available in your country. Additionally, some aspects of the headset might not work right, or could be less convenient. For example, you can't download the Pico mobile app in the States right now, and while you don't technically need it to use the headset, you might want some of the features it offers. Additionally, when you do something like download games, it's very unlikely that there are servers in your region, so downloads may take a bit longer, as you're getting them from across the world. Now, reason number 2 is exclusive games. Currently, the Pico 4 only has one announced exclusive title, and that's Just Dance. And in the future, exclusive titles might actually change from a con to a pro, as it does appear they're throwing massive amounts of money into software development. But as it stands right now, there are some major VR games that you just can't get on the Pico 4. Just to name a few of the bigger titles, we have Resident Evil 4, Beat Saber, Vader Immortal, Tales from the Galaxy's Edge, Jurassic World Aftermath, and Bone Lab. Now, if you're planning to use your Pico 4 exclusively for PC VR, this might not matter to you. And like I said, further down the road, Pico might have some amazing exclusives of their own that are way better or much more your style than what the Quest 2 has to offer. When it comes to the rest of the Pico 4's library of games, it's basically just a trimmed down list of your Quest 2 games. Now, the library is pretty stacked already. Most titles have been ported to this headset, and the majority of new titles will be releasing on the Pico 4, minus of course those Quest 2 exclusives, and you're also not getting any true upgrades to these games. The experience is going to be very similar to what you'd get on the Quest 2. Yes, the screen might be clearer and the headset more comfortable, but the games are the same, and in some cases might actually run a little bit worse. Now, another major issue is the lack of mod IO support. Now, Quest 2 modding is a bit niche and limited to a few titles like Bone Lab, Blade and Sorcery, and Contractors. But if those are the games you really want to get into, you're seeing all the amazing footage online where people are importing lightsabers into Blade and Sorcery, or playing a version of Halo and Star Wars Battlefront in Contractors, and finally taking on the role of their favorite characters in Bone Lab. While on the Pico 4, you might be out of luck. as of making this video, there is no mod.io support. Now this could change in the future, but I haven't seen any information saying that's going to happen. And in a title like Contractors, where mods are just seamlessly integrated, they'll download when you join a specific server. Those servers are actually restricted on the Pico 4, and server names are only listed in Chinese. Now this is the only title with that type of restriction I've encountered so far, but this should be a major consideration for anyone who enjoys modding their game. Now our next major issue is a touchy one, which I tend to avoid, but since I mentioned it for the Quest 2, it's only fair that I mention it here also. And that issue is Pico's parent company, Bytedance. Now if you're unfamiliar, Bytedance is the same company that owns TikTok. Now that in itself may say a lot to you, as this rapidly growing social media application is constantly accused of user manipulation and spying. The all-powerful algorithm not only encourages people to make specific content, but also makes it equally as easy for viewers to get sucked down a rabbit hole of conspiracies and anti-productive behaviors. Compounding this issue is the likely possibility that the Chinese government is accessing our user data. Previously, Facebook had been used to spread misinformation, sway elections, and get you to block your crazy uncle. It looks like TikTok could be this on steroids in the hands of a foreign government. Now, the reason I said I don't get into this topic very often is the fact that most users don't care. They just want good products at a cheap price. I'm sure there'll be a lot of huffing and puffing in the comments, but this is just the way it is. Everyone made a big deal when Meta acquired Oculus, but regardless of the backlash and the forced need for Facebook accounts, they still sold 20 million units. Consumers are very quick to forget when they're getting their hands on cool devices, or they're just ignorant. Now, I definitely don't mean that in a rude way. Not a single person knows everything that goes on, and unless you're actively looking into this information, you would have no clue. When I made my previous Quest 2 video, many people had absolutely no clue that Facebook owned the product. And now that the company has changed its name, I'm sure even more people have forgotten. Well, let's not harp on this any longer than we need to and move into the final issue. You already own a Quest 2 and don't use it for PC VR. So while I believe the Pico 4 is a pretty significant upgrade from the Quest 2, it is not reason enough to switch over. Unless you fall into a very specific category where you just absolutely can't handle the weight of a Quest 2, the screen door effect or lens glare is driving you absolutely nuts, and you need a headset where this is reduced, or for some reason you've decided to break all ties with Meta, but other than that, I can't see any reason why you would switch over. In the process of switching, you would be spending 430 euros or more, foregoing your entire game library and your list of friends that you've added over time. I doubt you want to rebuy your games and lose access to your save files just to get some moderate headset upgrades. Maybe if the headset offered some amazing exclusives and had a more powerful processor, then it might be time to consider switching. But as it stands right now, I do not recommend anyone goes from the Quest 2 to the Pico 4 unless they're using the headset specifically for PC VR gaming. My wireless game streaming experience with the Pico 4 using virtual desktop has been quite excellent. I was able to get much better visuals and slightly lower latency, but I'm not sure it's worth spending all that money for this upgrade. Maybe if you sell off your Quest 2, it's a bit more worth it, but how much you like to spend is extremely relative and entirely up to you. Now, I have a few quick bonus issues that I personally didn't experience, but I know others did, so I'll just mention them here. Some individuals are stating that the face gasket just does not fit them correctly, it's uncomfortable, it lets light bleed in, and ruins the overall experience. Compounding that issue is the fact that this headset is new, and there's no real third-party comfort accessories available just yet. Battery life is another issue that's come up, as some people are stating it lasts less than the Quest 2, but that was not my personal experience. While the Pico 4 does have a much bigger battery, the playtime is roughly the same on both headsets, but the main user interface on the Pico 4 does seem to run the CPU at full blast, so you might be expending a bit more battery in the menus compared to the Quest 2, but I spend 99% of my time actually in-game, so this really doesn't matter to me, and I actually enjoy the fact that the menu is much more responsive. And finally, some people are annoyed that the Pico 4 does not have a DisplayPort connection like the Pico 3 did. Again, this is a bit niche, but if you're someone who exclusively plays seated PC VR experiences, like flight sims, you're most likely disappointed at the lack of this feature. But that's it, guys. Those are your reasons why you shouldn't pick up a Pico 4. I hope this helps you make a more informed decision. Were any of these issues deal breakers for you? Please let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, consider subscribing. And as always, I will see you guys on next time.